and welcome to my channel. I'm Hailianna Grace, and today I'll be guiding you through a full body Vinyasa flow. You will not need any props for this class, so whenever you're ready, come and meet me on your mat. To begin in today's class, we'll come to the tops of our mats, feet hips width apart and parallel to one another, and hands can come down to our sides, palms facing forward. And you can soften the gaze now. Maybe start to lengthen your tailbone down towards the spot between your heels. And engage your core a little bit here. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And on the out breath, feel your shoulders relax down. And on your next inhale, we'll circle the arms down, around, and up. Maybe gaze up as the palms touch, and on your exhale, bring them down to heart center. And you can close the eyes. Throughout today's class, I will be repeating an affirmation. Life does not have to be perfect to be wonderful. Life does not have to be perfect to be wonderful. Just taking a moment now to think about these words. And as you're ready, start to blink the eyes open, and we'll start to get into some movement. Inhale, circle the arms down, around, and up. And on your exhale, bend in the knees, fold forward over your legs. Keeping a generous bend in the knees, release the crown of the head down to face the mat. Inhale your halfway lift. Palms come to the front of the shins, flattening the back. Exhale, plant the palms, shoulders width apart, spreading wide through the fingertips. Step the left foot back and then the right, coming into plank pose. Lower the hips a little bit more. And on your next out breath, we'll lower down completely onto our bellies. However you need to get there, maybe lowering the knees first. Untucking the back toes. And we'll inhale, do some baby cobras. Inhale, your heart and hands lift up off the mat, pressing the tops of the feet into the mat. Exhale, lower. We'll do two more like that. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, release. Curl the back toes under, pressing into the feet and the palms. Lift yourself up into downward facing dog. Biceps are in line with the ears, and we're pressing into the knuckle sides of the hands. Keeping a bend in the knee to create length and straightness in the spine. And as you're ready, we'll walk the feet to the hands, coming into our Uttanasana forward fold. Inhale your halfway lift, and exhale, fold. On your next in-breath, we'll slowly come up to standing. Head is the last thing to come up. And we'll circle the arms down, around, and up. And on the exhale, bring the arms back down to your sides. Palms can face forwards. And we'll do another flow, just like that. Inhale, circle the arms down, around, and up. And exhale, bend in the knees, fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale your halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, plant the palms, stepping one foot back and then the other, coming into plank. Really squeezing the tummy up and in. Lower the hips slightly. And on your out breath, lower down onto your belly. Untucking the toes, pressing into your hip bones and the tops of the feet. We'll inhale, cobra, heart and hands lift. And exhale, release. Curl the back toes under and press yourself up into downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here. Maybe pedaling out the legs a little bit to warm up the hamstrings even more. And don't forget your breath, breathing in and out through the nose. Keeping our tailbone curled up. And our heels are reaching towards the mat. As you're ready, find stillness. Inhale the right leg straight up and back, keeping the hips squared. Right toes pointing down to the mat. And on your next out breath, bend the knee. Step or carry that right foot through to the spot between your hands and let the left knee come down onto the mat. We're coming into our Anjaneyasana, low lunge, keeping the right knee directly over that right ankle. Inhale the arms up. Really engaging through the core here so we don't have too much of a curve in our low back. Deep breath in. And on the exhale, let the shoulders glide down the back a little more. Squeezing the inner thighs towards one another to keep our balance. Inhale, straighten that right front leg. And we'll fold over the right knee, flexing through the right foot so the toes are reaching towards your face. You can keep a slight bend in this right front knee as you fold. And you can inhale, lengthen. And on the exhale, maybe fold a little bit deeper. Flexing through all four corners of that right foot. And on your next in-breath, come back to that low lunge, planting the left palm directly under the left shoulder, curling the left toes under. We'll lift that back knee up, along with our right arm coming into this open twist. Deep breaths here. Right palm is directly over the right shoulder. And exhale. Hand comes down to frame the foot. Step the right foot back to meet the left. Plank pose, chaturanga, vinyasa, or you can continue with the cobras. Exhale, lowering. Inhale, rising. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Getting ready to do the other side. And maybe we come back to our affirmation for today. Life does not have to be perfect to be wonderful. Inhale, lift the left leg straight up and back, keeping the hips squared. Shoulders are level. Left toes pointing down to the mat. And exhale, bend the knee. Step or carry the left foot through. Let that right knee come down onto the mat. Lining up that left knee over the left ankle. Inhale, arms up overhead. Really squeeze the tummy up and in, straightening the low back. Take a few deep breaths here, scissoring the thighs towards one another. Inhale, straighten that left front leg. Flex the foot towards your face. And as you're ready, you can exhale and fold over that left knee. Inhale, lengthening. And exhale, folding a little bit deeper. And remember, you can keep a slight bend in this front knee. Inhale, come back to our low lunge. Right hand comes down flat on the mat, right underneath the right shoulder. Curl the back toes under. Lift that right knee up, along with the left palm coming into this open twist. Left palm is right over the left shoulder. You can imagine your shoulders are stacked here to make sure you have proper alignment. And on your next exhale, let the left palm come down to frame the foot. Stepping the left foot back to meet the right, coming into plank, squeezing the tummy up and in, lower the hips slightly. And on your next out breath, take your vinyasa. Chaturanga, upward facing dog. And we'll all meet in downward dog. Inhale the right leg straight up and back. Bend the knee, open the hip now, squeezing that right heel to the right glute. Inhale, shift your weight forward, knee into the chest. Exhale, widen back, bringing that right heel back to your right glute. Squeezing, really engaging. And as you're ready, bring that right knee through, step the foot in between the hands. Come onto the inner edge of that left foot. And we'll make sure that the right heel is bisecting the back left arch. And make sure that your right knee is over your right ankle. And we'll inhale, warrior two arms, widening out. Really pressing that right knee to the pinky toe side of the right foot. Align your heart above your tailbone. And you can gaze over the right fingertips. We'll take a few deep breaths here. Relaxing the shoulders down. And maybe bending in the knee a little bit deeper. We'll inhale, reach to go back. Reaching through the right fingertips to the back side of the room. Inhale, come forward. And on your next exhale, hands come down to frame the foot. Step the right foot back to meet the left. And before we take our vinyasa, we'll shift our weight over onto the outer edge of that right foot and inhale. the left arm high to the sky, coming into side plank. Deep breaths here. Press into your feet to lift your hips higher. And maybe gaze up if you can. And exhale, hand comes back down. Plank, vinyasa. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg straight up and back. Bend the knee, open the hip, squeeze that left heel to the left glute. And don't forget your breath. Inhale, knee to chest. Open up the hip, squeeze that heel to the glute. For a little bit longer, really squeeze. And exhale, step the left foot in between the hands, coming onto the inner edge of that right foot. Left heel bisecting the back arch, left knee over left ankle. And inhale up, opening the arms, coming into our warrior two. Left knee is bending towards the pinky side of the foot. Heart above our tailbone, and gaze over the left fingertips. Bending a little bit deeper. And we'll reach forward to go back. Reverse warrior. Feeling that nice long stretch in the side body. Inhale, warrior two. And exhale, hands come down to frame the foot. Step that left foot back. And we're going to do that side plank on the left side now. Coming onto the outer edge of the left foot. Opening the right arm up high to the sky. Left shoulder over left wrist. Maybe gaze up. Pressing into the feet to lift the hips a little bit higher. And exhale. Both palms are on the mat. Take your Vinyasa, Chaturanga, upward facing dog. We all meet in downward facing dog. We'll take 3 full breaths here. Inhale, start to walk your feet to your hands. Bringing the big toes to touch or having the feet hips distance apart. Bending in the knees, folding over the legs. And you can grab opposite elbows. Swing side to side. Relieving any pressure in the low back here. Making sure that our neck is completely letting go and the crown of the head is facing the mat here. And as you're ready, find stillness. Inhale your halfway lift. Shoulders gliding down the back. And exhale, fold. On your next in-breath, we'll slowly come up to standing. Head is the last thing to come up. Inhale your arms up and overhead. And we're going to do Utkatasana chair pose. Deep breath in. And on the exhale, send your weight back into your heels, bending in the knees. Sitting your hips back as if you're sitting into a chair. Big toes are touching or feet are hips width apart. Squeezing the legs towards one another here. Taking full deep breaths. Make sure when you look down you can see your toes in front of your knees. And maybe we sink a little bit lower if you can. Just a few more breaths. Inhale, straighten the legs and release the arms. Maybe shake the legs out a little bit. And we'll widen the feet now as wide as the mat. Heels in, toes out. And as you're ready, palms to heart center, lowering down into our yogi squat malasana. Maybe swaying side to side a little bit, shifting your weight into the left foot and then the right. Pressing your elbows into your inner thighs. And your thighs are squeezing towards the midline. Playing with this dynamic opposition in this pose. And as you're ready, let your seat come down onto the mat. And we'll straighten the legs out in front of us. Adjusting your sits bones so you're on the front of them. Flexing powerfully through all four corners of both feet. Shoulders are down away from the ears. And if you'd like, you can just stay here with this light stretch on the hamstrings. Or you can fold forward, taking a deep breath in. And on the exhale, folding forward. You can always have a bend in the knees. And as you breathe in this pose, slowly start to straighten them. And we can think back to our affirmation for today while we're folded here. Life does not have to be perfect to be wonderful. And as you're ready, start to gently press yourself up if you're folded. And we'll take Ardha Matsyendrasana twists now, taking our right foot to the outside of the left thigh, pressing into that right big toe, hooking that right knee into our left inner elbow, and using our right fingertips as a kickstand as we open up to the right. And you can imagine with each inhale you're getting taller. And each exhale, maybe you're twisting a little deeper. Remembering to flex through that left foot. And as you're ready, inhale, coming back to center, straighten out the right leg. And we'll bring the left foot to the outside of that right thigh, hooking the left knee into your right inner elbow and opening up to the left, using the left fingertips as a kickstand, flexing through that right foot and really pressing into the mat with the left big toe. Inhale, getting taller. And exhale, twisting a little deeper. And as you're ready, inhale, coming back to center. We'll start to set ourselves up for Shavasana now. Extending the legs out straight, coming down onto our backs. And you can adjust the shoulders so they're down away from the ears, and bring your knees into your chest, giving them a squeeze, giving yourself a bit of a hug. And we'll let the feet come down onto the mat, opening our arms out wide into a T shape or goalpost arms, bending at the elbows. We'll shift our weight over, shift our hips over to the right, letting the knees fall to the left, coming into this gentle supine twist for a few breaths. And maybe you gaze over the right shoulder. And as you're ready, come back to center, bringing the hips back to center, and then shifting them over to the left, letting the knees fall to the right. Supine twist on the other side, maybe gaze over the left shoulder. Really taking full belly breaths. And as you're ready, come back to center, adjusting your hips. And you can leave the arms as they are, extending both legs out straight, letting the feet fall away from one another. Or maybe you take the hands down alongside you, palms facing up. And you can close the eyes, start to soften all parts of the body, softening your jaw, the spot between your brow. And we'll stay in this Shavasana for 10 full breaths. And as you're ready, start to wiggle your fingers and toes, inviting some movement back into the body. And we'll bring one knee into the chest and then the other, giving ourselves one last final hug, maybe rocking side to side gently, giving your low back a massage, and letting yourself fall to whatever side, keeping the eyes closed, using your forearm as a pillow. And we'll gently press ourselves up, coming into a comfortable seat, bringing the palms to touch at heart center. And you can start to blink the eyes open, coming back into the room. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. From my heart to yours, namaste.